Welcome, hello, and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It is Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. Welcome, one and all. Very sorry for the delay this afternoon, guys. My internet was acting up. No idea what was going on. I did restart the modem, and that took a little while to come back online. But I'm back online, and fingers crossed, this goes off without a hitch. No connection problems. Please, internet gods, shine upon me with your good grace. But of course, if I have any luck today, it'll be thanks to our very lucky analysts. We've got two of our lead boys here with me in the studio. We got Alex and Jason here. How are you fellas doing? How are you feeling after this dump? And yeah, do tell, Alex.
I feel fine. I mean, I had moved a lot into cash on Friday, like I had implored our viewers to do as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm fine. I mean, I wasn't short very hard. I kind of wish I had been, but I mean, I didn't lose money. So.
All right.
Yeah, that's a win too. And I mean, I just kind of feel like this dump is kind of right on cue, right? Because I mean, we've been talking about this forever. I mean, been hedged, looking for the weaknesses in the market, and I think that the past few weeks we've been finding them, and here's the evidence. I mean, it's falling through. I mean, clockwork, right? I mean, feels good to be in the right position.
Indeed. Big shout outs to everybody who of course did take the input, the insights from our analysts, and positioned up in the right direction for this next move down. And market, there's people, I guess, on both sides, Jason. I've seen people who are very grateful, of course, for the bit of market advice that what little we can give them. Of course, this is not investment advice or any real investment input, but what little input the audience has gleaned from us, I'm very happy to say some of them have sounded off, saying very, very happy to have been on the right side of this move. And of course, there's other people, like that comment you posted in the members lounge. Somebody, was that from Twitter or Reddit? Where was
someone replying to I had said that basically a little bit of TA on just I really think that the next level here is maybe the mid 20s through 35, and then I got a response on how I don't know anything about TA, and Michael Saylor wouldn't have bought billions last month if it was going to go down and all this shit. It was pretty funny.
Yep, hilarious.
Michael Saylor is not a technical analyst.
I know, but he bought, so if a rich guy buys, it can't go down, and that's just science. So.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows if Bitcoin went down to 20, it's all over, apparently.
It's over.
There's no way it could go that low. Well, we will see. We shall certainly see. And yeah, let's go ahead, guys. Let's go ahead and get into the show. As you can see, there's opinions are split, and indeed, when the market's melting down, some people are already feeling frustrated.
You usually see that kind of animosity when people are biased to their long positions and just kind of sitting there angry and fuming.
And I get it. I've been there once at some point. The market moves strongly against you. Your moon boy compatriots have all but departed you.
I feel like every trader at some point has experience this, because it's something that you have to go through in order to learn how to do this properly, and it's usually in your infancy that you really get biased to your positions. You have a few winning trades and you're like, I can't possibly lose at this, and then
yep, I know,
it'll prove you wrong.
I know quite a few people who are very uncomfortable at the thought of Bitcoin back in the 20s, even if it's not for long, whatever, it's just part of the game, and does kind of reflect on how people are positioned and all that. Alas, it might take a cycle or two to learn from one's mistakes. But with that said, let's go ahead and get into it, guys.
Sorry, but to add to the first part that you said, with the people reaching out, saying that, oh, hey, man, thanks, you really saved me on this. They took our advice and they ended up hedging up or other things like that. That's really why I personally do this, because, I mean, sometimes this can be a real thankless job. We're just trying to do the best that we can. And when we get those kind of messages, it makes it all worth it, man.
Yep, it certainly does, guys. That feedback indeed does make it all worth it. Thank you guys so much for everybody who does come through with such positive vibes in the DMs. But with that said,
feel free to message me those stories all day if you got them.
Yes, we surely live for them around here from time to time. All right, let me go ahead and get in to the next segment here. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to make a quick adjustment here. All right, this is a little better. All right, we got about 90 minutes in store for you guys. Again, I apologize for the delay in today's show start, but we're going to persevere, and we're going to get through the next 90 minutes. That includes everything from this intro to getting into the news. We're also going to get into crypto bubbles, check in on how the alts are doing today. Pretty bloody. A couple of outliers, though, before, of course, we get into the main, well, we'll shout out the audience. We get into the main TA segment. Alex will head that up today. See what's going on in the world markets today, following in the Chinese Evergrande property market crisis. Yes, it's the Lehman Brothers of China ready to come home to roost in the markets. And of course, we'll get into your requests in the latter half of the show. So let's go ahead and get into it. Got a few news stories here. This first one comes from Cointelegraph. Let me just check the audio. Looks good. Yes. Let me know if the music's too loud, guys. Cointelegraph, U.S. Treasury Department sanctioning a crypto OTC broker, STMX, for alleged role in facilitating transactions from ransomware attacks. The government agency hinted at possible additional sanctions for, quote, financial institutions, cyber insurance firms, and companies involved in digital forensics and incident response that facilitated ransomware payments. Man, so anybody in the industry, any part of the infrastructure and industry apparently is getting put under the microscope now if it has any dealings whatsoever with, quote unquote, I guess, bad actors, Russian-based bad actors. Let's dive in a little deeper here. U.S. Department of the Treasury announced it will impose sanctions on Czech Republic and Russia-based businesses STMX OTC for allegedly allowing hackers to access crypto sent as a payment for ransomware attacks. In a September 21st advisory update, Treasury Department Office of Foreign Assets Control, or OFAC, added STMX OTC to its list of specially designated nationals for which, quote, assets are blocked and U.S. persons are generally prohibited from dealing with them, end quote. The government agency listed STMX OTC offices in Moscow and Prague, as well as its website and 25 addresses for Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Tether USDT. All right, so all public addresses, all known public addresses of this firm are now blacklisted, which might put them on somewhat of a cloud in the industry. Companies, quote, this is a quote, companies that facilitate ransomware payments to cyber actors on behalf of victims, including financial institutions, cyber insurance firms, and companies involved in forensics and incident response, not only encourage future ransomware payment demands, but may also risk violating OFAC regulations, said the federal agency. The U.S. government strongly discourages all private companies and citizens from paying ransom or extortion demands and recommends focusing on strengthening defensive and resilience measures to prevent and protect against ransomware attacks. According to Reuters, Treasury Department said that exchanges like STMX are critical to attackers' ability to extract profits from ransomware attacks seemingly targeting cryptocurrency. He added that sanctions were an attempt to disrupt the illicit infrastructure using these attacks. Indeed, they got to do something, guys. We had so many high-profile.
You know, I don't like any of this. So what I'm hearing is that there's an exchange where someone, now sure they were ransomed, but someone purposefully transferred money to someone else, and then that person released the funds to the person that it was transferred to. And the government is punishing these companies for handing over the funds to the person that it was rightfully sent to. Like, yeah, they totally extorted the funds out of people, but this is just like a financial intermediary. You know, it's not really, I don't think, their job to adjudicate stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, especially because, like, you know, the person is like, I want to pay this ransom so I get my stuff back. And the company's supposed to be like, no, you're not allowed to pay that ransom.
Yeah.
We're not going to turn this over to the ransomer.
It's like really? We don't bargain with terrorists.
No, it's like we don't bargain with terrorists, but you're not allowed to bargain with terrorists.
Yeah, you're not allowed to bargain with terrorists.
Yeah, no, I think it's bullshit.
It does seem silly when you put it like that.
Well, I'm not sure if this explicitly sanctions, you know, like domestic companies from paying ransom. It's kind of discouraged more so, but it seems like...
No, I'm saying it sanctions the financial company that received the ransomware money and then turned it over to the ransomers, right? That's what they're being punished for for allowing the ransomers to get the funds they were transferred.
Indeed. But again, if this was, for instance, Coinbase as the intermediary or Kraken, you would expect them to cooperate with U.S. authorities and likely not complete the transfer, not give the ransomers what they, what they're owed, I suppose. I just think that this is kind of what I would expect, at the very least, from the government as a reaction, right? Given that we had some high-profile ransomware attacks on U.S. firms, earlier this year, I figured they're going to do their forensics. They're going to track it down, and I figured they eventually arrived at SUX's doorstep, right? And so, I'm not sure what else one could expect if they eventually find out that there is a popular OTC broker that a lot of these Russian, these Far Eastern hackers are using to move their money or liquidate their proceeds of crime. What else would one expect except for the government to come down, at least on SUX and any firm related to them? But I understand your objections, Alex. I completely understand. But this is, again, what would be expected. How much reach they're really going to have into SUX, into that part of the world? Tough to say, but maybe some doors will be closing for SUX and its customers. All right, not much more to add on this one. Of course, SUX, just one of many that's probably going to be targeted by U.S. authorities. Let's continue. We got another piece here. What do we got? 30 million in ETH on the move after authorities confirm arrest of the WEX exchange founder. Let's have a look here. Earlier this week, reports emerged that Polish authorities have arrested Dmitry Vasiliev, founder of crypto exchange WEX in Warsaw. Yes, Dmitry Vasiliev. So he was arrested in Poland yesterday as authorities officially confirmed Vasiliev was in custody. $30 million of Ether started moving out of a wallet associated with WEX. Here comes the exit, right? However, it appears the actual handling of the funds could be problematic for those in control. Of the 9,900 Ether transaction valued at almost $30 million at the time of writing, whoever initiated the transaction ordered a max cost of 0.00042 ETH and a gas price of 20 GUI. Gas at the time of transaction. This seems really low. This seems actually it hasn't been this low in months, meaning that the transaction has been pending for about 24 hours of the publication. It doesn't seem likely to move forward anytime soon. All right, so this is a kind of a head scratcher. How do you mess this up? Was this intentionally undergassed? So the boss tells you guys clear out the offices and get the Ethereum sent, and whoever was in charge of sending it purposely maybe undergassed it to make sure the ETH didn't escape. Interesting little scenario here. WEX successor, of course, BTC.D, which authorities found laundered over $4 billion in crypto during its period of operation. BTC's founder, and of course we covered this story earlier, I remember like a year or two ago on the show. Alexander Vinnik is currently serving 5 years in a French prison. BTC.D's collapse and authorities' seizure of its data subsequently served as a basis for a number of linked investigations. Polish police reportedly detained Vasiliev at the request of Kazakh authorities, but they're still making a determination as to whether or not to extradite him. All right, so another day, another wild moment in centralized exchange history. Whoever may be using WEX on that side of the Europe might have seen some of its ETH potentially leak out, or in this case, maybe not leak out. Somebody fumbled this. Very curious matter. Maybe make a good book or tale one day. Well, best of luck to anybody out there. U.Today, here's a piece titled Ripple Blocked from Seeing SEC Employees Crypto Holdings. Yes, a little update to the Ripple saga. Ripple has been delivered another blow by the court, with the judge denying it access to the SEC's employees' crypto trading records and holdings. Magistrate judge has denied Ripple's motion to obtain the documents from the SEC as a pre-clearance decision regarding the crypto trading, as well as staff's personal holdings. According to the court, the defendants has failed to justify the intrusion into employees' financial conduct when it comes to the SEC's employees' crypto holdings. The judge notes that disclosing such information has been prohibited by Congress in order to protect the privacy of government employees, and so that was the rationale there. Of course, so this deal is a big blow to Ripple. I think Ripple is going to attempt to pry some of this internal employee financial data, some internal communication that might have undermined the SEC's, call on whether or not XRP and other cryptos, or just provided some insight into the rationale behind what makes this a security, what makes this not a security. Might have been relevant to know, in fact, are these people massive hypocrites, right, at the SEC, or some of the rank and file, or whoever is in charge of this investigation, some of the people here, at the same time, kind of persecuting XRP or Ripple Inc. and at the same time holding some of these assets. It would be an interesting argument, I guess, to raise in court to try to undermine the SEC's position in all this. But in this case, the judge denies the motion. Good luck to Ripple, suddenly looking like they're cornered again. We'll see. We'll keep following, guys. Not much more to add to this tale. What else do we have here? Did Bitcoin really experience a flash crash down to 5,400? Asks this piece from News BTC. Was there really a flash crash somewhere in the space? Let's see here. The Pyth BTC USD aggregate price was below 40,000. Blah 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 blah. The lowest price reported was 5,400. With confidence interval 21,000. All right, so Pyth Network acknowledged the crash on their Twitter account. I've never heard of Pyth Network. What kind of, is this an exchange? Bitcoin. Never heard of this. Markets dealt. Of course, you figure in a bit of a meltdown, yes, some exchanges might in fact see a flash crash. The crash was so significant. Well, the market dealt with a record flash crash that happened on the trading platform Pyth Network. The crash was so significant, it saw the price of Bitcoin dropped nearly 90% of its current value. The price crash lasted approximately 2 minutes. It drove the price of Bitcoin down as low as $5,400 on Monday. The crash happened between the BTC USD pair on the Pyth network. It's a Solana-based solution. Also saw confidence interval.
It sounds dumb and small.
Yes, it does sound incredibly small. Some little corner of some Solana-based, so this is some type of DEX that trades Bitcoin, not wrapped Bitcoin. Very curious matter. Some little corner of the market saw a little flash crash, about what I expect. A little bucket shop somewhere on the Solana network. All right, ignore the story. This is nothing of too much consequence, guys. Let's have a look here. SEC chair compares stablecoins to poker chips. All right, this might be one of the last stories for today. During a recent interview with Washington Post columnist David Ignatius, U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler both compared stablecoins to poker chips. Quote, stablecoins are acting almost like poker chips at a casino right now. Yeah, I guess. It's because, people do need a proxy to the dollar that you won't give them. But let's have a look. He reiterated the cryptocurrency pegged to fiat money may have some attributes of investing contracts. Gensler said security rules give the agency great authority over cryptocurrencies. He also made a case for cooperating with the CFTC, but noted that very few cryptocurrencies can be classified as commodities. Quote, some of these tokens, few of them have more attributes of commodities, end quote. New technologies that pose a threat to the establishment are, quote, a good thing, according to Gensler. I bet he thinks that. He praised crypto, particularly Bitcoin, for being, quote, a catalyst for change and challenging central banks and traditional financial institutions. However, the head of the much-feared securities watchdog also said crypto is rife with fraud, abuse, and hucksters, which is why it needs greater protection. He's not entirely wrong here. Quote, we have to ensure investor and consumer protection. That's what an agency like ours does. I don't know if that's really what they do, but there's Gensler. It's like poker chips. Well, deal me in. I certainly want more. Let's good luck, I guess, to everybody at their table of choice in this great crypto market. Let's see here. One last piece comes from ZY Crypto. It's titled "A Deep Dive into the Bitcoin Wallets of U.S. Congress Members and Why Bitcoiners Are Strongly Against Them." Let's see what this is about. Very briefly, I should say. U.S. Congress split disposition towards cryptocurrencies raises concern among market participants. Bitcoin proponent James Loop goes digging into the financial disclosures of Congress members. His findings revealed only 3 Congress members have ever disclosed that they hold a Bitcoin. Of course, U.S. big base for innovation adoption in crypto industry, and according from data from Crunchbase, at least 1,100 organizations founded U.S. that provide various crypto-related services, and blah, 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 blah. So I guess it talks about the industry, its advocates, its lobbyists, and how many in Congress are inclined to maybe listen to us, or even Bitcoin holders or fans themselves. I'm running low on time, guys, so I will leave the link to this article below if you want to learn more about who holds what in Congress and this particular article's take on, U.S. Congress and their not-so-sunny disposition toward crypto. All right, enough news, guys. I am going to go ahead and get into the next piece, and that is, of course, bubbles. What's going on in the alt space today? It's about what you'd expect. Down day, maybe the bleed is starting to taper off a little bit today. Everything is down just single digits. Looks like we have mostly sub 10% losers across the board. One Airweave is down 12%, but that's about it. Sushi down 8%, ICP down 8%, Atom down just a little over 10%, Solana's down 7%, Decentraland's down 7%. It's a day of single-digit losers. XDC, BSV, and EGLD among the few winners still today. Stacks, not sure what Stacks is. Stacks is up a little bit, and CELO is up just a touch today. All right, so not all losers. And are we stemming the flow of the blood here? Because the bleed has been real for the last couple days. Sadly, I think there's more to come. All right, there's your look at bubbles. Let's go into, oh dear, when my chat crashed, or when my internet went down, I lost my entire chat history. Let me go scroll up over here. Maybe I can recover some of it. And maybe, yes, so let's have a look. I think I saw Ron Legato first in the chat this morning, so big shout-outs to Ron Legato. I saw you first in the chat, even before I launched the chat app today. Yes, it was Daniel, and Daniel's with us. No, that was yesterday's comment. Good. Let's see here. Mr. Ether is with us today as well. Big shout out to Mr. Ether. Have it closed below 41K yet? I am still bullish. Yes, I remember Mr. Ether talking about close below. It's going to take a close like below 42 to really shake him out of this one, but.
42 right now.
Yeah, we certainly are. We're dipping right now. Here, I thought yesterday we were looking good. 41.9. Let's see how much lower this goes during the course of the show. Big shout out to Mr. Ether. Let's see. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, people in the chat, how about you guess where the price will be at the end of the show? Put it in the chat. Because I think we get some volatility during the show.
Yeah, drop a comment. Good idea. I think probably should go back to doing polls as well. Drop a comment in the chat. Will we close today's show out above 42 or below 42? That's a good question. Let's have a look here. Momochi Petrov in the YouTube chat. What's up, guys? Nice to have your daily insights. Well, welcome back to the show. I see Simpson YT. I see you. Shout-outs to you. Golden Miner. Shout-outs. Thank you, everybody, hanging on. Franklin over on Twitch. Shout out to Daniel as well on YouTube. Franklin already mentioned you. Wayne on YouTube. Can you look at Litecoin? Hang tight, Wayne. I will add Litecoin to the request line. Daniel wants to look at Saitama Inu. Yes, that's a request you requested late in yesterday's show. We'll add that early to the request line today.
I asked him for the ticker symbol, because what do we even look up with that? Like,
Google, I'll find it. Well, I certainly hope I will. Rokoff over here on DLive. Big shoutouts to you. Ivory Coast is with us today. Shoutouts to Ivory Coast. Is that a new user? It might be. Is it more running and get out? Says any word? Maybe. Blackbird, shoutouts to you as well. Taz Blitz is with us. Polly B, of course, joining us. Big shoutouts to Polly B. Electric with us on DLive. Hey. Big shoutouts to you. Moonshine Fuel says, ruffled some feathers. Probably did with our bearish takes. If the rich guy buys, it can't go down, says B-Flow. CYZ, because right guys have rich friends and rich friends have more rich friends who are all trying to keep up with the Joneses. It's a pretty clear-cut case. Yes, a billionaire buys, price never goes down. Let's have a look. RK is with us on YouTube. Big shout outs to RK. And yes, someone, I think that was a vote for down. We'll close below 40. Okay. Somebody on YouTube, Bankroll Coin says 30K. Wow. I guess we'll be extra bearish.
That's what I'm thinking in the next hour, but I like it. It's aggressive.
It's very aggressive. I'm not sure if we'll see that in the next hour, but
39 is possible.
39 is certainly possible. Big shouts to Blackbird. He says definitely sub 42K. All right, it looks droopy. I can see why you guys are leaning toward the bearish option. BDD 363. I think the next 6 months looks exactly like the last 5. Upish, or have we been kind of we topped out in Marchish, Aprilish? No, we topped out in May.
July is when we started to turn around.
Not sure what to make, how to summarize the last 6 months. Maybe sideways. Taz Blitz votes for the below 42K option. Well, god damn it, somebody needs to pump this price up. I don't want to be the only bull on the 42 side of the option. MacW 43053 by the end of the show. Thank you, MacW.
Taylor, would you need him?
We're gonna flip this whole chart green, baby. Thank you for your confidence in Bitcoin's bullish case. Let's continue, guys. That is well, that's everybody. I might have missed some comments along the way, of course. In fact, yes, my entire chat history got dumped. I was reading from the DLive comments there. If you did drop a request earlier, which I know you did, like that Litecoin request, maybe another one, yeah, Saitama Inu, do me a big favor, guys. Redrop that request in the chat now. I would like to grab that. All right, that would be everybody's comments. Let's go ahead and get into the next segment, and that's, of course, TA comes your way right now. Here we go. Alex, if you could be so kind to go live, share your screen.
Sure. Actually, guys, I have realized that I do need to leave a little bit early today, so
No
I'll
problem.
be able to I'll be able to like look over the broader markets with you guys, and then I'll leave it to Jason to
Requests.
Yeah, I can do requests.
Beautiful. Works good for me. That's it, guys. We got Alex for the next 30 minutes or less. Let's make the most of it. Here we go.
Well, right now we're currently finding we've been finding some support at 40K. As you can see, this is previous resistance here, little resistance here. Now we're getting a little bit of support. Our current downtrend is something like this on the daily. We have this previously broken downtrend here that could end up acting as support. We'll see. As you guys know, I'm thinking more broadly that maybe we need to go down to 26 or 23,000.
Yay! He's finally saying it with me.
Yeah, well, all the markets look pretty rough here, as you guys know. For Ethereum, I was the more I look at this, I think it makes a lot of sense to plan for maybe $1,300 or $1,400 Ethereum.
Sounds crazy, but it's possible.
Yeah, now that we've rejected from the top of this trading range, I think I'd like to see us sweep towards the bottom of this trading range and kind of splash into this area of liquidity right down here. Would certainly surprise everyone.
Not us.
I feel like Sarah Bybit one, yeah. Here on Bybit, you can see, I think, a little bit more clearly, like this very interesting volume that's in this area, and it's just unretested. By the way, there's a whole bunch of longs sitting here that have never been challenged. Like, yeah, like this spot right here, I like. Let's see, $1,000 Ethereum. If we get down to $1,000, I will definitely be a buyer for Ethereum.
I'm gonna pick up some long-term Ethereum at that point for sure.
a healthy, respectable 75% drop from the highs.
Just a face melter. Yeah, I like their jet area.
Bitcoin dominance is just down a little bit today, but overall, I think we're still trending upwards on this. We'll see. Uniswap basically sideways today. I'm not surprised to see there's not a big sell-off in Uniswap. Remember, of course, when gas fees are high, people have a harder time selling their positions on Uniswap. I'd say it's just kind of sideways-ish today. Oh, except for privacy perp. Ouch.
That's getting
mostly sideways here. Basically sideways here.
Isn't surprising considering the volatility that we just got. Like,
yeah. Well, we're hanging out at a support resistance area. I mean, we are on Bitcoin. I pointed that out. We're you know, kind of sitting right at this line, this area right here, at 40K. Here you see in mid-perp, we previously had this area marked out as an area of support and resistance. Kind of blew through it here on our way towards the highs. But ultimately, here we are finding support there again.
what is the moment? Everything just looks so ugly.
Yep, I'm still looking for more downside here. Nothing really new. All right, so crypto looks like shit. That means dollar's up. Dollar's not really up. Sideways yesterday, sideways today. See, dollar sideways, market sideways. So we gap up today, trade upwards a little bit, and then trade downwards the rest of the day. A great look. Basically sideways today. I think we're probably in for some downside, as we noted yesterday. And yeah, just more sideways here on the S&P after we've got this trend break. I hope it's clear, even though I didn't actually write it out on this one, the S&P is a short, just like the NASDAQ and the Dow and almost everything we've looked at.
Pretty much the entire.
Yeah, it's ugly. Gold bouncing a little bit back towards the local point of control. As I said, I think I'd still prefer to be long the dollar in this area than short the dollar in this area and be targeting the top. But we don't really have a long signal yet that we can take. And it's not as obvious as it was when we came back down to this consolidation area here where we took that long. If we can make it back over, let's say 1800, then I think the gold is long again. But until then, I'm just going to sit on my hands. Silver does not look great here. We could sidle up a little bit back to retest resistance at around 23 or so, but I expect more downside towards 20. Palladium getting a little bit of a reaction here. I mean, this is already almost at our like final target area. At this point, you know, I'd just be holding on. If we got a cross up here at all on say the 3-day, I think, then I would just exit and look for a new place to find a short from. I mean, this is already, if you scored this is killer. And platinum, oh, I should have doubted myself. Oh. So yesterday, as we began to close below the order block we were looking at for a buy zone, said, hey, looks like it's time to dump the platinum long, look for a new place to enter. Boom, right in our faces. Oh, wow. That's poker. Copper looks very, very, very bad. At this point, I don't think we should be looking for this anymore. We'll need to look for some downside here as long as we hold this trend line. Probably gonna aim for $3.50. ECO, probably more downside. Corn hanging out local point of control at this point. Seems like we're going to fall towards 475. Natural gas beginning to enter an area where you could consider buying a reversal here to take back towards the highs. Let us distribute a little bit in this area before we fall further. We are still holding the uptrend as well. So, you know, right now I'm not necessarily looking to abandon trying to long natural gas here, but yeah, at this point, you know, we've come down pretty hard. Might be time to look for a little upside. Soybeans, man, I don't know what's going on with it. I feel like with all this time we're hanging down here and not breaking down further, means we're likely to break upwards, but we haven't yet, so we'll see. Yeah, nothing here. Getting a lot of bounce back today on a lot of very heavily sold into economies. Australia, big bounce back after yesterday. China, maybe it's still finding support here at the previous all-time high. If we bounce off this spot again, then I say we should go in extra hard into it. We've basically 1, 2, 3, and then we come up off of this spot again. That's really nice. That's nice something. But only if we get that bounce. We want to see that movement off of this supply area or this buyer zone. Whatever. A little bit of a retracement on yesterday's downside. Not much to worry about. Same for Singapore. Hong Kong definitely broke support. Don't want it. Nice buyback today on the UK. I still think there's more downside ahead of us. India really making you wonder here. Japan back under resistance. Definitely don't want it here. Netherlands, nice buyback, but under resistance. Don't want it here. We're we're short here on Taiwan index. I see much more downside here. Yep, everything looks rough here, guys. I don't have much more to say about the markets today. Things look rough. I think over the next few days, it's possible we could wander a little upwards. I mean, we took some big hits earlier this week. You know, this is not a tree that you chop down all at once. But I think if we do pump, then that's made for shorting into at this point.
Yeah. Well, base should be green button.
You're kind of low. What was that?
I said, yeah, we're well below the baseline. You shouldn't even be looking at that green button.
Yeah. Very true. Okay, why don't I turn things over to Jason? I'm going to leave in a few minutes. I'll stick with you for the first part.
Sounds good. All right, guys, let's switch it up. Let's get Jason in the hot seat. We are going to get to your requests next. Jason's going live. All right, I just put the man on. Man, what a weird chart layout. Why do you have white training view?
I don't know. I don't notice that stuff.
You're crazy. You gotta set your shit to dark mode, bro. What are you doing?
How do you do that?
Dude, it's the first time I've ever seen whiteness on your screen, but okay. No big deal. I mean, the chart's black, and that's all that matters. So we'll roll with that. Just give me a moment, guys, because I have to make a couple of slight adjustments. On account of Jason has a slightly different chart layout than Alex, so I gotta make a few tweaks here. Beautiful. All right. I think that ought to do it. Let's expand this out just a little bit. And what do you know? I think we're good there. And is there anything else? Yes, Jason's chart is still clipping a little bit. Bear with me, guys. Got to make sure everything is on screen and visible. All right. I think maybe I'll leave this open. Should I leave it hidden? Let's leave it open. I've never seen your watch list in white, Jason, but okay, whatever. We'll live
Pretty
with
sure
that.
it's always white.
No way. But you gotta set
Why
your
is
trading.
Jack so angry at you, Jack?
He wants me to let him out. You ain't going nowhere. Staying right here.
Not now, not never.
You got it. All right. Enough messing about. We do have Jason on here. I'm going to introduce the next request. Well, should I say the first request? It's for Mac W. He wants to look at CELO. CELO. That cello.
There's always room for cello.
Cello, it's a bass. You did get a little reaction off of cello here. There's nothing that you could quite do. As for trading, I think that this is going to end up being a swing failure. Especially with the price absorption that you're getting here. A close like this, I think that this is, if you're in it, you should probably be taking profit, to be honest with you, with the way the rest of the market is. My system would not have gotten me into any of this. WADA just started to show up for this, but also we're going right into resistance here at this point. Close. There's just nothing to do with cello, to be honest with you. Let's look at the weekly. It is interesting that, I mean, the weekly looks a little bit stronger, doesn't it? And if you took this, if you were utilizing my system on the weekly, you could have taken this and you would have just sweeped all of your take profit. Would have been nice. Cello does appear to be an outlier for the time being, but nothing for you to do right now. If you want to take some profit and leave some in, if this decides to run, go for it. But I would take some profit here just to be safe. Other than that, nothing to do with cello.
All right. Well, we got more room for requests, guys. If you don't mind, somebody please drop Litecoin USD in the chat so I can add it to the request line. And
run out of requests, we could just watch.
No, I still got a few. I'm just. Yeah, we certainly could. That's something to look at. But yeah, guys, drop your requests down below, including that one for what was it, Saitama Inu. I'm gonna go look that up. But I would like to add the request to my list here. It makes it easier if you guys re-request it in the chat. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get to the next request. We have the following for Zisu32 in the YouTube chat. Potential entry points for KAVA and Kusama, please. All right, let's start with KAVA.
KAVA looks
entries,
crazy
boy.
weak. Looks crazy weak right now. Looking for entry on KAVA.
Does that mean a long entry? You're looking to pick up a long-term KAVA bag?
I mean, right now we are definitely weak. You shouldn't be looking to
long nothing here.
Up right now.
Maybe he's looking to pick a bottom at the next dump.
Ooh. I mean, this is a tough one right here. I think that honestly, you're gonna get that short signal on the weekly. Let's look at Quadrico to see. Man. I mean, anywhere in between here. I think that you're more likely to get this breakdown with the rest of the market. So looking at this, I mean, it might sound crazy, but you could even get all the way down to that like $1.16 here. But if you do get $1.16 through $2.20, all of that I think is on the table. It just looks super weak. I don't think you should be looking for entry points at this point. You should just let it break down. But I think entries at that $1.16 and all the way through that $2.18. I think all of that's a good place to pick up longer term KAVA.
All right. Well, there is some zones for you to consider looking at KAVA, but maybe you might want to let that thing drop first and see where the chips fall.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right. Kusama, KSM, and now I'm gonna go. While I'm at it, I'm gonna go figure out how to set trading view to dark mode for him.
KAVA on the daily, just a little bit too much volatility on this candle for me to take the full short. You could get a little bit of bounce back here, but with the way that things are looking, you might just get that straight dump down. It looks weak just like the rest of the market. I have marked out 197 here, but let's take a look at this. I got Quadrico off, sorry. Yeah, I think you could get a sell-off on KAVA all the way down to $63, to be honest with you. If this mimics what I'm thinking out of Bitcoin, then yeah, we could get that sell-off all the way down to that 64. But I think conservatively, 116. That's where you'd be looking for. But KAVA looks like, KSM looks really weak. I would have taken this short signal if I could, but it's just a little too overextended.
All right, well, there is your look at KAVA and Kusama for Zisu32 of the live chat. Jason, I figured out something amazing. I'm going to show you how to turn dark mode on. Top left. You got to go to very top left. There's like that little menu bar thing on the very top left, and it opens up the menu. And on the middle bottom says dark color theme. You see that? Yeah, boy. Yeah, restart your shit. Now we're talking.
Does this make you happy?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to blow my brains out staring at the white mode there. Thank you. Why did they even allow white mode? Seriously, why did they do this? Why is this even an option? Should be dark mode all the time, every time. All right. Enough bullshitting, though, guys. I have to get into the next request. And it's the following: STMX for Cement Block of the YouTube chat. Let's have a look.
This looks extremely weak. You got a continuation short here 2 days ago. That would have played out beautifully. You're looking weak. I think that you're likely to get that sell-off down to the lower levels of around that not 0.12 cents. Looking super weak. I wish that, well, this one gave the continuation, but I'm not even sure if this is on Binance margin, but this definitely looks weak. Nothing to do with it for me. But if you're in it, I don't think you should be in it.
All right. Well, that was a look at STMX. I do know there's a bunch more requests still pouring in, guys. Let me add those. Let's introduce the next request, and then I'll proceed to adding what's left. Top Hat on YouTube. Any thoughts on Solana, he asks.
Yep. We did go ahead and enter into a short yesterday for the group, right here on the continuation short to the downside. Looks like we got a nice pop up, little baseline bounce. I like that. That to me is evidence that we might continue to sell off here. So we're likely in the right position. We are currently up on the position a little bit, but just kind of have to sit in and see what happens. But liking the pop to the upside and then the sell off, that is more evidence of weakness to me. So hopefully this plays out.
All right.
I mean, hold on, sorry. Let's take a look at one with a little bit more data, because that's... Yep. And I mean, I think that you are definitely bound at some point to test this shelf of resistance at $48. So the group's in the Solana short, and if you're in it right now to the long side, I would suggest getting out of it. If you're a long-term holder, that's fine. Don't worry about it, because that's not technically trading, that's investing. But definitely weak.
All right. Well, there is your look on Solana. About what I expect. Whole market looks devilishly weak. All right, just adding all your requests, guys. Hang tight. Here's the next one. It comes from Anthony Cox on YouTube. He wants to look at Hex. You might need the ChartX.pro for this one.
Well, no, I got it.
Oh, never mind.
This was my prediction a long time ago. But yeah, I mean, it just seems to be going up. It does appear that we're starting to get some failures here. We did get a nice buyback here, but I'd like to see what happens here. I think that you continue to break down here. It's going to be hard to tell on Hex, because I mean, it really has just ran and ran. But I think that you're going to start seeing evidence of some weakness. Nothing to do either way as of signals. You got a long signal here, but Wada just didn't like it. This is an interesting close, but we wicked back into it, sold off, got bought back up. I think that you're likely to come back down to these levels, and if not, probably break all the way back down to that 9-cent range. But Hex is a wily one. It's thrown a lot of people for a loop, and it does appear just to go up. So nothing to do with it. If you're in it, just kind of see what happens, wait for that weakness, and then exit. But I wouldn't be in this right now. But again, if you're a long-term holder.
Yep, if you're in it. Maybe not quite time yet to eject from that one. But yeah, shoutouts to our boy Anthony Cox in YouTube chat. That's your look at Hex. What is this from also Mr. Cox? Okay, you already found it. AGLD is next.
Nothing to do here. Just with the amount of data that we have, you are getting across on time transformation, which would be an exit. But let's see if there's any more data. Oh, it must have got released today on Coinbase. That's interesting. No, there's just not very much data for this. Nothing to do with it. It's just too new right now. You could get some wacky stuff happening with the Coinbase effect, but nothing to do with it. There's not enough data for me to want to do anything. That you are coming up right on a very short historical resistance, but nothing to do.
All right, well, that was a look at AGLD for Anthony Cox of the YouTube chat. Let's see how we're doing on time. About 7 minutes to go for the D-Live chat, so D-Livians, hang tight. Let's have a look here. We got another request I'm going to add here from Daniel. And okay, we're doing good. We're doing good. Top Hat says awesome, so I presume Top Hat liked one of his requests that was just fulfilled. We're gonna get into the next one. Tron TRX for Taz Blitz.
Tron looks very weak, like the rest of the market here. Got a short signal yesterday that I think. I'm not sure why I didn't see that. It was just a little too far from the baseline. That's why. And we're getting a little bit of a buyback here, just like you're seeing across the market after the sell-off right at close yesterday. Still looking very weak. I think that this short is likely to play out like the rest of them. But other than that, nothing to do right now with TRX. If you do get this baseline push up, I think that any kind of push to the upside here that's below the baseline should be shorted into, and I think that's likely what's going to happen.
All right, well, there's your look at Tron. I think that wraps it up for that request. Let's get into the next one. Cement Block on YouTube. Let's look at Mana. Decentraland. Have you messed with Decentraland yet?
Me, myself?
Yeah, you know what? I logged on there yesterday for probably the first time in a long time. And they got like a functioning world and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Pretty sweet. Mana just looks like dog shit, to be honest with you. You are coming up on some historical support here, but nothing to do as of now, as it's way too far away from its baseline. A break below this, I think, is going to be a waterfall moment. I mean, this just looks super weak, guys. I mean, there's not really much else to say about it other than don't be in this right now. And you shouldn't be looking to catch bottoms. I think that's a very dangerous move here, especially with the weaknesses that we're seeing across the board, especially in traditional markets and stuff like that. We are in for some face-melting volatility, in my opinion.
All right, you've been warned. There is your look at Mana. Shout out to Cement Block. Yes, the whole market looking rather droopy. Let's go ahead and get into this next request for Anthony Cox on YouTube. He writes, Cardano, ADA. Yes, ADA. What is ADA? How is it faring amidst this firestorm?
ADA, I mean, looking weak. Coming up on a little bit of support here. You're just gonna have to see how it reacts with it here, but nothing to do as for signals. ADA would have been a continuation short right here. This must have happened over a weekend because I would have snagged that for sure. But looking very weak. I had this marked out here about that $1.36 range, but a break below that, I think that you're likely to even come down here and test that 70-cent range. So we're getting a little buyback on Bitcoin here.
Are we now? Let's go take a quick peek. Yeah, Bitcoin 42.3. Looks like we're back up above 42. Suckers. Told you guys, never short the Bitcoin. First rule of Bitcoin, never short the Bitcoin. You've been warned.
Well, this could easily just be a baseline bounce.
No, this is it. I can tell. No, boys. This is where we fire the afterburners and we lift off from here.
Yeah, from 42 to 100K, baby. Here we go.
Tired of hearing all this perma bearishness on this channel. I declare this a pump war. Everybody. This is it. Everybody read the order books. We're about to take off. All right. Enough messing around though. Let's go ahead and get into the next request here. What do we have? So we just looked at ADA for Anthony Cox. We're going to get into Luna for DJ Evans on YouTube.
I'm not sure if you can short Luna anywhere. Sure, you can find some place, but this would have been a gorgeous short signal. I love how close it is to the baseline, and you got this curl. You would have smoked through at least 2 TPs here and be sitting pretty. But I think that this, a close right here, I think that this looks super weak like the rest of the market. you're definitely going to come down here. I mean, at least to test your moving average at $16. And I think it'll likely follow that trajectory. I think you come right back down here and likely, and you could even dip all the way here and here. I think these three levels will be the places that you need to be looking, but it looks super weak right now. The short signal is already passed. It was gorgeous, but if you're in it right now, I don't think that you should be. I don't think you should be in it. And if you do get any kind of action to the upside, you should be looking to either get out of that position or shorting that pressure to the upside, like people will likely do. So looks super weak.
All right, another droopy corner of the market has been covered. Shout out to DJ Evans for a look at Luna. And let's have a look here. Alex 1233 from DLive wants to look at THETA.
THETA got a continuation short looks about 3 days ago, which did play out here. This is looking super weak, just like everything else, man. I think that you could think about taking it all the way down to $1.40 there. Like, I'm just gonna do this like crudely. Yeah, I think honestly you could take that down to like 40 cents, to be honest with you, if you do get that breakdown. Just watch it here. You shouldn't be doing anything with it right now. Continuation short's already played out, so you need to go find something else, and don't be in THETA right now.
All right, so I presume that's a look at THETA in the bag. In that case, guys, I just stocked some lemons in the chest, so we're gonna proceed to open up this chest in just a moment. Here we go. Yes, I just put 500 lemons in the chest, which means I'm going to introduce the next request, and right after Jason wraps up his look at the following coin, I'm going to hit the distribute button so you guys have a little bit of a heads up. Get ready. Lemons coming your way in about a minute. Jason, let's get into the next request. It's a 4-pack from Daniel. Let's start with Litecoin USD.
Yep, so it's looking like Litecoin's looking stupid weak, just like everything else. I think that you could likely take this all the way down to $65, to be honest with you. Not quite getting a good signal on it as of now after that scam wick. Nothing I can do with this, just your systems just don't catch everything, but looks very weak. Litecoin, like everything else, I think is going to sell off.
Well, sounds like that's it for Litecoin. I'm going to go ahead and distribute the rewards, guys. I'm going to click that button in about 15 seconds. So by the time you hear this statement, you should be getting that prompt in front of you. All right, yes, XRP is next. Get ready for that chest.
XRP looking the same here. Bitcoin actually might get that hourly, but sorry. XRP, I think XRP just looks the same as everything else, guys. I wouldn't be in it right now. It just didn't get a good signal off of it. The continuation here was about 4 days ago, but nothing to do with it right now. You are coming up on historical support, like I said, but any kind of press to the upside, I think, is going to be shorted. So do with that what you will.
All right, well, that was a look at XRP. Before we get into the next one, I'm going to shout out to today's big winners, Taz Blitz and Any Word taking the 1 and 2 spots for today's big lemon giveaway. PDD, Jason, and Simpson YT taking up the 3, 4, and 5 spots. Big congrats to today's winners. In the meantime, VeChain's next.
Yep, same thing with VeChain as everything else. I think that you're likely to get this sell off to around like the 4-cent range. You did get a continuation here about 5 days ago, which would have played out already. Should be sitting short or not in vet. These are all the same charts, guys. Pretty damn close. And then last BT. Yep, same story here for BNB. I think a good target for BNB, looking at the broader scale of things, would be around 145. Maybe you catch support down here, but definitely down. I wouldn't be in it. It looks super weak.
All right. Well, not much more to add to BNB. Big shout outs to people coming through the live chat, and like Alex Soul 33, thank you for the citrus shekels, lads. Much love. Well, plenty of shekels to go around here. Enjoy, enjoy. Let's go ahead and get to the next one. I know Jason's already ahead of me. It's what the hell? It's Be Free with hello. Why would I have? I have no idea. I must have been smoking something fierce. I had somehow logged Polyv's hello comment as a request. I even filled it in as hello. I have no idea.
Hello.
I've never managed to do that. I must have been completely tripping. In the meantime, let's get to the next request. It's Daniel on YouTube. One more NASDAQ, SDC. All right, so this is a traditional. Look up SDC on the NASDAQ.
Smile Direct Club.
Smiles Direct, baby.
I don't hate this chart. Old historical support here. I actually do like this chart. But you are getting a take profit long signal here. You got the long signal here, which was a great signal. It's got everything that you could want out of a signal from my system. Considering watt is there, you have a rising explosion level. You also have unnatural volume coming in. It looks like it probably already hit TP, but I think that this looks good. This is a strong looking chart, to be honest with you. I think that you can likely take this up to at least old resistance, $9.50. Yeah, this doesn't look terrible. I like this. My system would have me in. We would already taken some profit and be sitting with our stop loss at break even. So a win's a win.
All right.
She's looking good.
All right. SDC, there it is. Big shout out to Daniel for that one. Here's a comment from Anyword on DLive commenting on face melting. Face melting, just like the Indiana Jones Ark of the Covenant scene. Yes, that's a famous scene, and that's the kind of face melting we're talking about with the next move that's about to drop. But with that said, let's get into the next request. It's Boris Bitcoin. He writes, thoughts on Elrond, thinking of shorting today's bounce. All right, EGLD bounce today. What do you think about shorting this sucker?
Well, it looks like people are already fading it, my friend. You got the full short signal yesterday. Barely came up. This is why I don't like the short things that have gone this far. You usually get that volatility to the upside. It appears to be getting faded right now, but you're gonna have to wait till the close today. But yeah, like I've been saying for the other things, you could look to short this momentum and then wait, and then once you shorted it, and then if you do end up getting that cross on time transformation, just get out of it. But I think like the rest of the market that we've been looking at, you should be looking to short volatility to the upside, and it does appear that that's happening.
All right, well, that covers EGLD. Yeah, good luck shorting into that pump right there. EGLD bucked the trend, but not for long. Let's get into the next request. Jason's already there. It's Stellar. The question is from Mochi Petrov, and he's asking for you to outline Stellar's support levels.
Looks like I already have them. Looks like 11 cents, 16 cents, and 21 cents. Shooting for the median of that, I think, is good. That 16 cents. I would likely be a buyer at 16 cents on XLM. You could even get that sell off all the way down to 11, but that remains to be seen. You got a continuation short here about 5 days ago, which has played out so far. And If you're in it, I would not be in it, but if you're short, I would stay short. I think that this looks weak just like everything else.
All right. Well, that was look at Stellar, one of the last requests of the day. Let me go to the chat, see what remains in today's request line. All right. DJ Evans wants to look at DOT, so let's give Polkadot a look.
USD. Same thing with DOT. Just a little bit too much volatility to the downside for me to be able to take this short. But any kind of pump to the upside is likely to get faded, like you're already seeing. DOT looks weak. I think that could get some sideways action here, like the rest of the market. But ultimately, I think you're going down. And you can likely look for that $5.80 range through $8 to $10. Not very convincingly strong, is it? It's got a lot of broken trends on a lot of charts.
Hell yeah. All right. Any further thoughts on DOT?
Yep, that'll be it.
All right. Well, B-Flow came through with a late request. It's you might need ChartX for this one, Jason. Hope you got your ChartX keys ready. Gonna look at something called ALU.
ALU. Why does it pop up ALN?
You type in ALN. I'm going to.
Wait, okay. AL. No, I typed in ALU and ALN's popping up.
ALU coin, Allura, and this is a BSC token that ends in BE0, starts in 0x82. What if you type in AL Altrua, or yeah, try typing in its name into the top title bar, ALTURA. Do we need to be, are you logged into your ChartX? With your wallet?
No, I'm not.
Maybe you're gonna be logged in. Alright, let me see here. I think you can look the chart up on KuCoin. Try ALU BNB, see if that comes up. Or even on that in your other trading view window, try searching ALU BNB in that window. See if it comes up. No, try ALU wrapped BNB, WBNB, and let's see. All right, try this. Go to Google, open a new tab. Go to Google. Type in KuCoin. ALU. No, not KuCoin. PooPoint. Yeah, PooPoint. KuCoin. POO. Coin. That's it. Hit enter. First one there. Click that. See if his chart comes up for you. And if you can read this particular chart here, let's give this man the look at ALU he wanted.
Looks like you had a nice run off of this pretty long basing period. As of right now, there would be nothing to do. I don't like, yeah, you're above. I mean, there's just not very much data on this, guys. You could get some more reaction to the upside here, but as for right now, I would not look to be entering into this. I would wait for a pullback. You might not get it. This thing does appear to have some bullish momentum here. If I could draw a trend line, I would draw a trend line right here. It hasn't been broken yet, so you could still keep your bullish sentiment for now, but I wouldn't enter right here. It definitely looks different than the rest of the charts out there, that's for sure.
Well then, there you have it. He even gave ALU Altura a look. The BNB token Altura has been crossed off the list. Can't say we didn't hook you up. Big shouts to B-Flow and yeah, the entire squad. Everybody kicking it with us this Tuesday afternoon. I'm gonna head toward the exits here, guys. Big shout out to Alex if he's still with us somewhere in the background. He's still in the Discord room, so he hasn't been kicked out AFK style. But
voice.
Big shout outs to Alex. Thank you for carrying us through the first half of the show. Big shout outs to Jason handling today's AMA and request section. Hopefully that hit the spot for everybody.
Pretty much the same today, guys. There's a lot of weakness out there in the market, and we're gonna stick to that narrative until we're proven otherwise.
Wow.
And lower time frames aren't going to make me switch that sentiment unless we get something absolutely ridiculous.
Well, there you have it, guys. There is your market update for Tuesday. It's been a pleasure. Of course, have you checked out Premium yet? Some new users always coming through the chat. Some of them, I swear, were new just today. DJ Evans, you fairly new to the chat. A couple others. Always getting some fresh people coming through. Highly encourage you to check out premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. If you like the style of our traders, if you like the way we navigate these markets, you are, of course, been listening, tuning in for a while, and you want to kind of up your game, up your trading game, much the way our analysts have changed the way they have approached the markets after spending a bit of time with our education material. You can do so by premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. Pathways to Profits course, I highly recommend. Step up your game, like I said. Of course, we
also take control of your financial future.
Yep, that's that one. And of course, we also got a proprietary indicator suite. Did you know we have a whole slew of suite indicators developed in-house by our experts in the lab? We certainly have several very cool indicators that, well, hey, you see them on the screen right now before you. Jason's got a few of our proprietary indicators on his screen. And yeah, I use mine CC indicators every day. Certainly worth checking out just for the indicators alone, not to mention signals, premium community on the Discord. Quite a few goodies. Highly encourage you to check out premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. Also, I think they're finally getting the results.krakencryptocurrency.com published. Yes, we were slacking, guys. It does take time to compile and post the results. But I think we finally getting ahead of it.
It'll be squared away by the end of the month. That was the deadline that we put on it.
All right, so they might not be updated now, but I imagine they will be any day now. All our results up until now could be updated very, very soon. If not this week, if not today, very soon. Our boys are all over it. I'm going to start shouting at the results.krakencryptocurrency.com because, yeah, our results are finally getting updated. And, of course, we're one of the most transparent.
I might as well brag.
Exactly. We're one of the most transparent groups. We are very diligent in our data and record keeping. I think there goes Alex. Yes, we're very diligent in our record keeping. And let me just fix something here. Sorry, guys. And it's a great pleasure. It's a great pleasure to bring you guys some of the results of our analysts. And it's a lot to gloat about, so it makes it extra easy to kind of publish all your data when your analysts are firing on all cylinders. Knockout job. To our analysts. All right. I don't have much more to add. I'm going to wrap it up here. We're going to get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow for the Wednesday update. As always, make sure you check out the replay because I'm going to add timestamps to the description below along with links to anything we talked about. All right. Final words to Jason because Alex has already left.
Yep. Just trade safely, guys. Things are looking super weak. Don't let lower time frames spook you out of positions. This is a very highly emotional part of the market, like when people are micromanaging because they're trying to make decisions on whether to go long or short. Like, just make sure you're protecting your capital. I think ultimately we're likely to head lower here. We could get some reprieve up to maybe like the 45 range, but I just really don't think so. I think everyone thinks that that's going to happen, and I think we just get sold into. Usually the thing that hurts the most people is the most likely scenario. And there's definitely not enough pain in the market yet. We're only starting to get people scared here. So,
indeed. All right. Peace out, guys. And I see some French coming through in the chat. So, au revoir, salut, all that stuff. You guys have
all the goodbyes.
All the goodbyes in French and more. Much love to you guys. See you tomorrow.
Buongiorno.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Au revoir.